Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at the return of another PRIMARCH. So one of the coolest things about Warhammer in general has always been the story of the Horus Heresy. It sort of sets the landscape for what comes in Warhammer 40,000. And the main characters of that story are the epic Primarchs, the Sons of the Emperor, the Great Betrayal. And for me, that has always had a special place in my heart as one of the best lores and stories of pretty much anything in the fantasy future realm. So that being said, financially and just from a marketing perspective, over the last 10 years or so, I've always talked about how eventually the Primarchs were all going to come back to 40K. It would make perfect sense for Games Workshop to eventually bring the Emperor back as well, as these epic characters are models that would sell extremely well. We've obviously seen that happen in Warhammer 30K or the Horus Heresy. We're starting to see it even more in Warhammer 40,000, as now we have the return of Guilliman, then Mortarion, followed by Magnus. And then we recently had the return of Angron, and then now we have the Lion as well. And with the relaunch of the Blood Angels, the new codex and everything, I was hoping that we were going to see Sanguinius come back. And now obviously lore-wise, some of the Primarchs have been slain. But given that it's a fantasy future realm, pretty much anything is possible. It's not crazy to think that they could either revive some of these dead Primarchs or clone them. Unfortunately, we didn't see that with Sanguinius in Warhammer 40K, at least not yet. And there's a very high likelihood, at least in my opinion, that in 2025, with the release of the new Emperor's Children Codex, we're very likely to get a Fulgrim model as well, another Chaos Primarch. We've obviously seen the Horus Ascended model coming to the 30K range, which is absolutely amazing. We saw the new Fulgrim earlier this year, which was absolutely awesome as well. So I am really hopeful going forward to see all the Primarchs, at least the majority of them, over time returning to 40K. But that being said, we're seeing another Primarch in Sanguinius, now returning to Horus Heresy figure range from JoyToy. So let's take a look at this golden god. The range of highly detailed Warhammer the Horus Heresy action figures from our friends at JoyToy continues to grow, and another Primarch joins his brothers Rogodorn, Leman Russ, the Warmaster Horus, and Magnus the Red. Hail Sanguinius, Primarch of the 9th Legion. Alright, so here we have our first look at the new Sanguinius JoyToy action figure. So definitely tons of detail. We've got the beautiful armor. We have the sort of Romanesque incorporation of the leather bits, the cape, the wings, the crown. Absolutely awesome looking. This figure recreates the immaculate details of his war gear on a much larger scale than his beautiful Forge World miniature, down to the intricately patterned fur around the collar and extensively filigreed golden armor. At rest, Sanguinius stands a full 18 centimeters tall and can be posed with 32 points of articulation, including joints in his massive wings, which have a wingspan of 33 centimeters when fully unfurled. Inside the box, we also get both of his weapon options from Warhammer the Horus Heresy, either the blade in Carmine or the spear of Telesto and Moonsilver blade, as well as his pistol in Furnace. As the figure is depicted uninjured with no damage to his battle plate, it's perfect for representing Sanguinius after fighting literally any traitor bar Horus himself, which is obviously where Sanguinius died, and he was severely injured. Alright, so here we see him standing with the spear and sword, and I gotta say, this is absolutely phenomenal looking. JoyToy has been killing it with the Primarchs. Leman Russ is absolutely amazing. Horus Ascended is amazing as well, and this one definitely is at the top of the range. Really, really liking this. The detail on the wings, the armor, the leather, the face and hair, absolutely stunning. Each time I see one of these Primarchs come into the JoyToy range, I am very, very tempted to finally take the plunge and start collecting these. And as a massive Blood Angels fan, this one definitely, I don't want to say it takes the cake for me, because honestly, Horus almost had me break, and then Leman Russ was so good that I almost bought him, but I think it's probably just a matter of time before they break me down. Absolutely stunning, and far superior to anything that we had when it was action figures when I was a kid. Now a quick message from today's sponsor. CMO Games has been selling Games Workshop products online for over 20 years. They carry the full line of Games Workshop products, including Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, Necromunda, Blood Bowl, paint tools, and more. Almost all Games Workshop products are priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games takes pre-orders for most Games Workshop products released at their earliest date possible. 12:01 a.m. on Saturday, they go live. Most of these pre-order products are also priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games offer free shipping in the US 48 with an order of $50 or more. Their customer service is top-notch and they ship most orders within 24 hours. Visit CMOGames.com using the affiliate link in the description and let them know that you heard about CMO Games from Warhammer Man. Now back to the video. Alright, so then here we see him pose in an action pose with the double swords. Very, very cool. And then here we can see his actual flight stand, the removable wings, the choice of weapons and hands to go along with them, the pistol. Really, really cool. And then again, here we see him with the pistol forward, the spear in his backhand, and then again, just a different action pose. And I've got to say, they have done an extremely good job just capturing the various poses that you can make with these guys. Everything from the actual just standing to flying. The incorporation of the different weapons so that you can arm them in different poses. We even have like the leopard print on his cape, and then you can see like the head on his shoulder. Very, very cool. Very well done. Unlike the final moments of his legendary defense of the Eternity Gate, the Primarch isn't all on his own this time, and will be released alongside a Blood Angel Praetor armed with a Paragon Blade. This matchless war leader is decked out with highly decorated Artificer armor covered in Blood Angel's iconography and golden details, befitting one of the 9th Legion's finest. So here you can see Bale on the chest plate right here, a lot of filigree on the armor, definitely very cool looking. Obviously not on the level of the Primarchs, but still very cool. And then again here we can see some of the various poses. So we have the cloak sort of like action pose to the side, the sword out front, and then the clenched fist. Here we can see him with the various details. We got the sword, the bolt pistol, unhelmeted head, and then of course his base in various hands. And then again here we see him in more of like a rest pose, and then also sort of swinging the sword. So very, very cool. Definitely nice looking toys right here. Both of these figures will be up for pre-order on the Warhammer merch store at 10:30 a.m. BST today, the 16th of October. So make sure to get your orders in before the War Master gets his hands on our beautiful angelic boy. And then there is a little note right here, stay mad, Angron. So very, very cool. Got to give it to Games Workshop on these. Definitely partnering up with JoyToy has been a phenomenal idea. Anybody that's been collecting these, I'm sure, is extremely impressed with the release of each and every one of these. And we'll have to see going forward if finally Sanguinius is the one that breaks me. And I think also that this makes a strong case for the fact that eventually all the Primarchs are going to be coming back to 40K. It may take some time over the years, but realistically, I think it's very clear that these are extremely popular. They're some of the best models that Games Workshop has made in all of the 40K Primarchs. And then even some of the Horus Heresy Primarchs have almost got me to pull the trigger on them, especially Horus Ascended, which is an amazing model. I'm really looking forward to Fulgrim coming to 40K, as the one for Horus Heresy has been really nice, but seeing him in a new plastic kit would be absolutely amazing, as Angron, Mortarion, and then of course Magnus are not only phenomenal in game terms and extremely popular on the tabletop, but absolutely amazing models as well. And I think it's an instant success and an automatic home run every time Games Workshop brings one of these back. And then with the recent decreases in points on some of the less taken Primarchs, I think we're going to see a lot more of them on the table. The Lion is an absolutely beautiful model, and I think we're going to see a lot more of him on the table. His release, the book series, everything to go along with them was just a phenomenal strategic decision based on like sales and popularity. And now with the massive decrease in points for Guilliman, down from 350 to 285, I am 100% going to be fielding him with my Ultramarines. And let's just hope it's a matter of time before eventually Sanguinius, Fulgrim, and many of the other Primarchs return as well. So let me know what you think of the JoyToy figures. Have you been collecting them? Is this the one that's finally going to get you to start collecting them? Always like to hear back from you guys in the comments. And as always, special thanks to CMO Games for sponsoring the channel. Check out the link in the description to save 15% on most Games Workshop products. And make sure to tell them that Warhammer Man sent you. That's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man. And Sanguinius is absolutely awesome. And I'm out of here.